Alright, after that corner, after that pedaling section, you get into this right corner and then into left where you got it by 2 trees. It's quite tight, so you gotta go quite slow here, and then once you pass that tree, you're gonna go into this drop. It's not very high, but it's quite big once you see it. And then you got another small drop at the end, but you can just roll that one and hit the berm. But usually we just hit it as fast as we can and then land it halfway, and then use the preloaded suspension to help you out to get this back up to speed again. The chicken way that we built is actually going around here, and you gotta stick your bike into this because we're going to put banners and everything here to make sure you don't jump the gap here. Okay, once you hit these two berms, we're halfway through the track, and yeah, we just fixed this one. It's broken up again, so you know how dry the condition is, and it's quite hot. As you see, I'm sweating like pig. After this, you get into a wide open space, and it's quite loose corners after this. Like, you go to the right and then you go to the left, and then this is where you enter the root section. Alright, after this flat corner to the left, usually people just drift on that corner. This has become technical where you gotta choose a couple of lines when you hit that roots over there. You can go on the far right, or you can go in the middle where you can save times, or you can go to the left if you're comfortable to bunny hop the roots and the rocks. Afterwards, you can set up for the next corner where you can just hit the roots and make it a jump, so you can clear the whole thing. Okay, as I said before, you can actually clear this whole root section just by bunny hop the whole thing. So you just gotta find the line where the best place to bunny hop the whole thing. Most people takes the outside line, so they can actually set up for the next corner where it's a slight descending, and then you go into the drop and into the root section, and at the end of the root section you go into a step up. Alright, after that corner you set it up slightly in the middle, so you can drop this section here and into the root section. It's quite loose when it's wet, and it's quite scary. Or you can go to the right and go into the chicken way, but you have to go really slow because it's quite slippery here where you get all these leaves, and then go to the left to set up for the next berm. After the root section, you can see here there's a big berm to set up before you hit the step up that we just built. It's quite big, it's perfectly safe. We tried it already. We got 3 people going to the right and 2 people going to the left, so it's quite safe. You gotta hit it at moderate speed to clear this, or you can actually hit it at full speed to clear the whole thing. If you get your front wheel caught on the top of it, it's okay. I did that before and I still go through it safely. There's chicken way that we built for this. It's actually going to the right. We make it a bit further and a bit technical, so you lose probably like 2-3 seconds of your time. Or you can just roll this and push your bike up and probably lose for another 5 seconds. Yeah, you can choose whichever way you want to do it. Okay, this is the view from the top of the step up. So at the end there's a bit of a gap, so you got to do a bit of a manual before you land the whole thing. It's slightly off cambers at the end, and then you go to the right. This is the section where you hit after the big berm, after the step up. We got small little humps here that you can clear very easy. This is where the third pedaling section of this track. It's not very far, probably about 20 meters to sprint, but I'm pretty sure it makes up a lot of time for you where you lost up the top. Slightly off cambers on this side, and then there's a small slope that you can actually pre-jump, and then you go to the right and then a tight left corner. Come. After that pedaling section, you hit this berm here where you got the tree guarding it at the end, and a lot of people actually had an accident here by hitting that tree. So yeah, you just gotta be careful, and then probably need to lean your bike a bit more. Afterwards, it's a bit tricky because it's quite loose and you got some roots here, and there's only one line that you can go. Once you go offline, you probably hit those little trees, or if you hit the right line, you can hit the next berm at a good speed. Okay, this is the next section after you hit those section up the top. As you see, the berm is very nice now. It's quite high, quite big. To set up for the next section. Actually, this is quite loose. You don't really see it on the video, but it's quite loose. And then the next left turn is guarded by a lot of trees and becoming very narrow before you hit the last two berms into the finish. Alright, this is the section after that big berm. As you see, there's a lot of roots guarding that one, and then there's some trees on the left, I mean on the right if you riding towards this way. And then if we go that way, as you can see, there's some rocks and roots along the way, and it's becoming really narrow, and there's a 180 berm at the end. Okay, this is the second last berm that I say is a 180 berm. You hit this one at full speed, and there's two little humps. You can see probably from here that you can pump the bike and get more speed. And you go to the left afterwards with slightly off camber. After that berm there, you hit the two corners, and then this is almost like a double apex corner, and then it's slightly off cambers. As you see, you hit the last berm before you hit the big jumps at the end. This berm's always got loose, so we decided to put a paving block on it. Hopefully it stays like that during the race. After that berm there, as you hit it at full speed, you have to hit these two roots and just probably bunny hop it and clear the whole thing, and then start pedaling like hell before you hit that big jumps. It's actually a big step up, slightly hip to the right. Normally people would hit right here, or if you want to go slow, you can go around the roots and then start pedaling, and which you're gonna lose probably about 2 seconds. If you're not too keen to jump the whole step down, you can actually just roll it, and it's perfectly safe. We already tested, but we got few people actually rolling it with their heads down the bottom. Okay, this is the finished step down, slightly to the right, hip to the right. A few lines you can hit here. You can go all the way to the right and just jump it straight, or you can go in the middle and just slightly hip it in the air, and you can actually roll it as I said before. The gap is pretty big. If you see, it's probably about 5 meters long, but the landing is perfectly safe. We cleared everything, and that little jumps down the bottom is going to go, and that's where the finish line is going to be. Alright guys, this is the finish area. Once you finish, this is where the hot seat is going to be. The paddock area is going to be on that side. It's not done yet, should be ready by next week. Okay, hopefully you enjoy my video for the track walk and give you a good idea of how hard the track or how easy it is for you. And hopefully I'll see you at the track.